Recording. Yep.
Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast. A weekly battle of wits, debating everything from horseshoes to hand grenades, all for the privilege to be called right. And now, your hosts, Bobo and Travis.
All right.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast.
Hey, guys.
As always. Oh, what? Wait, what?
I couldn't wait for you.
Oh, fuck you.
You seemed like you were going a little slow at that.
I was not going slow with that.
To me, it seemed like it. I thought, I don't know, it just seems slower than normal.
Thanks, Travis.
You seem
Hey, Travis is here.
You seem more retarded than normal.
Well, oh my God.
What a way to start off an episode, huh?
Coming to you live from a walkout basement in the middle of white America.
We're
You
professionals.
killed all my enthusiasm. We are professionals. We've been doing this for almost a year straight.
Almost, yeah. This is episode 49.
Is this episode 49? Not to mention the other 26 episodes we did of awesome shit. We're almost getting there. We gonna have an anniversary party?
Sure, if you'd like to.
I don't know. We should think about it. I mean,
just
maybe we should
you
take
and
this
I.
thing to the next level. Just you and I, yeah. Oh, we should definitely take out for a nice classy dinner at Perkins.
I am never going back to Perkins. Never.
Have you been back there since we did that episode with Andy?
Fuck no.
You have not been back to Perkins. Okay.
Why would I? Have you?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's why. Even you.
Because the baked goods are delicious.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So will you not just go in there for their baked goods?
I'll have a whole meal of food.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Will you not just go in for their baked goods? Like go in, order. Can you go up to like the counter and order baked goods?
You can. I've never thought about it, but I mean, I don't live close enough to Perkins where I would just walk in and do that. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, but you're getting a shitty meal, so I guess
you can't fuck up breakfast that badly. They have eggs Benedict.
All right. Well, I don't want eggs Benedict from Perkins. I don't. I don't know why, but yeah.
Okay.
No,
well,
thank you.
I think you should have eggs Benedict. So you don't like the eggs Benedict at Perkins?
I've never had it, so I can't say that I like it or not. But what I'm from the meal that I did have there, I can surmise that it's gonna taste like dog shit. That is the power of deduction there, my friends.
Good job. You're right.
So
yeah, it's pretty much dog shit. I know, but you know what? Baked goods are good. Breakfast is fine. Whatever. Fuck it. Welcome to
Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast. He's Bobo. I'm Travis. We never got that out of the way.
Buddy. We're very proud of you. We finally finished the intro 3 minutes later.
Well, yeah. Listen, better late than never.
Yeah, that's what some people say.
That's
a saying that people use from time to time. So let's start off this week. This is a nice holiday episode.
Yes,
and we wanted to. So we don't do enough of this. We're gonna give some thanks this week. Most of our podcast is basically just us bitching about stuff.
That is true.
Which I mean, I bitch a lot. I'm a hater from way back. You know, Buck Nasty ain't got nothing on me.
Sure. What about Buck Nasty's mom?
Oh man, I gotta go put some water in her dish. I'll be back in a minute. So this week we're gonna talk because in the spirit of Thanksgiving, in the spirit of the Pilgrims coming to America and raping and pillaging the Indians, Manifest Destiny, all that stuff that we pretend what didn't happen on Thanksgiving. We'll talk about giving thanks.
Yeah, it's like we forget everything because one time they may or may not have sat down and had a meal together.
Do you think Native Americans find this to be the most demeaning holiday?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I wish my grandfather, who was half Cherokee,
right?
One of his parents was full-blooded Indian. I guess we celebrated Thanksgiving at his house every year, so I don't think he had a huge problem with it.
Did he ever say to you, "I'll only take a half portion"?
He did not. No. But my black dad does take 3/5 of a portion.
Ooh. Now that's
my black stepdad.
Zing.
He takes 3/5 of the sweet potatoes,
as he should.
I mean, whatever.
Right. So, but
at least we can do for him.
But that's a good question. I wonder how offended they are by Thanksgiving.
You know what? I would feel like if I was a Native American, which I partly am, I'd be pretty offended by it. It's a pretty egregious holiday where we try to celebrate what? The Pilgrims and the Indians coming together, and afterwards we literally take everything they ever had from them.
But it wasn't that day. So, like...
No, but it was immediately after that day. Basically, that was the tip of the mountain.
So, if you ever saw a Native American out in public, and you were like, well, happy Thanksgiving. Ooh, too soon? Like... Is
Too soon?
Is that a problem? Like...
Oh, man. Too soon. I don't know. I never thought about it. But anyways, you know what, though? We're going to want to solve. If you have any Native Americans listening to the podcast, they'll have to call in and give us their thoughts on it. Otherwise, I got nothing.
Yeah, you're right. I have no perspective, and I guess call me isolated, but I have no Native American friends that I can tap for this question.
You have me and Uncle Hare.
I don't consider you Native Americans.
Oh, I'm as Native American as they come, buddy.
That's not true at all.
I love to gamble.
Jesus Christ. Let's go through all the stereotypical racist.
No, that's it. That's the only thing I have in common with Native Americans.
I love to gamble. I love firewater.
What's firewater? Is that alcohol?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really like alcohol that much, so.
You love it.
I mean, I got really drunk last weekend and I ran into a sorority formal, but besides
Is that right?
Oh, I didn't tell you about that, did I?
No, you didn't.
So our band was recording some tracks last weekend in the studio, and they put us up in a hotel.
Right.
And we were at the bar drinking, hotel bar on Saturday night. There was just four of us, the four people in the band at the studio at the time. That's it. That's all. It was us and the bartender at the bar, the lovely Lisa, who looked like she was 30 and she was 54. I don't know how that works, but
really
good for her. Yeah, and
usually a bartender, it goes the other way.
I know. I was very surprised myself about that. Usually they look like they're 54 and they're 30.
Right.
So good for her. Right. Double good for her. Anyways, so we were just sitting there, drinking, being, just whatever, passing the time, having a good time. And we had pre-gamed in our hotel room before we went to the bar even. So we were getting pretty lit.
Right.
And it was one of those big convention style hotels, like a lot of rooms, a lot of convention space, like a lot of ballrooms and stuff.
Yeah.
And we look outside all of a sudden, and the lobby is full of college people wearing suits and dresses.
Oh.
And we were like, what's going on there? And the bartender's like, oh, it's a sorority formal tonight in the downstairs ballroom. And we're like, oh. She's like, in the upstairs ballroom is a 20-year high school reunion. And so I was like, oh, that's closer to my age anyways. I'll go check that out first. And I walked upstairs, and it was definitely of the urban persuasion.
Okay.
So I was definitely the only white person up there.
Like, so were you just screaming out, I've got a black stepdad?
Well, no. I walked up there, and let me tell you something. So partying at 18, 19, 20, 21 in college is no big deal. You fucking party 4 or 5 nights of the week. It's not a big fucking deal.
Right.
38-year-olds, though, at a 20-year high school reunion, they have to get the fucking sitter, and they've got to get the in-laws to come watch the kids. So let me tell you something. They fucking cut loose.
Oh, yeah.
I walked upstairs. It was a goddamn shit show, Travis.
Yeah,
every single one of those people was getting laid that night.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you see any old ladies flashing you?
Oh, dude, no. But anyways, I was the only white person up there, and I was wearing sweatpants, so I did not fit in at all. So I quickly left that and went back downstairs to the sorority formal, thinking that they would be so drunk that they would not notice me in sweatpants.
Nope, that's not true.
I look like a man-child. Well, no, they did notice. I got thrown out in about a minute. So.
No shit.
Yeah, but I was dancing for about a minute, dancing through the crowds and stuff, having a good old time. I was pretty much browning out at that point. I don't remember a lot of that, but everyone that was there watched me told me that. So
you were on your 4th drink.
And then we rolled into a guy who was at the formal later outside when Uncle Hare was smoking his fucking vape pen like an idiot.
Yeah.
Giving us all popcorn lung, which is the new thing that happens apparently with that. And
you've never heard of popcorn lung?
No, I know what it is, but apparently the vape pens give you popcorn lung now too. That's the new news.
Allegedly,
I'm just saying, allegedly. So we met out this kid outside. His name was AB, like the letter A, letter B. AB. Okay. That was his name. Whatever.
You met Antonio Brown?
No, I did not meet him because I would have loved to meet Antonio Brown. You know, try to get some of that celebrity money, some endorsement money. You know,
Right.
AB, let me borrow $20. Anyway, so the funny part about AB was I forgot how college kids when they're drinking love to lie about everything, about how awesome life is and how easy everything is and how much they party and all this stuff. So this kid was telling us about how he smokes like 2 blunts every morning, then does a gram of coke, and then goes to work. Like as his internship job or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, then I go home, smoke another blunt, then we go party all night. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's cool. After about 20 minutes of talking to this dude, I was like, man, I do not miss college kids at all. They're the fucking worst.
You know what, though? Depending on his work ethic, he may have been telling the truth.
This kid was pre-law.
Okay.
I know. And the funny part was, so unbeknownst to this kid, our guitar player, Blind Pat,
Right.
is, I call him blind because he's legally blind, by the way.
Right.
And also, he's a lawyer.
Was he grilling him?
So this kid, this pre-law kid talking about college and stuff, had no idea he was talking to like an actual certified bar lawyer. With his fucking ramblings about how easy law is, how he's going to go work on Wall Street because this is a quote from this kid. His kid's friend's dad totally owns a investment firm.
Okay.
So he's
That's
going to go work on Wall Street, make $1 million, you know.
because his dad owns one.
Right.
God damn, that's douchey.
Before or after he smokes 2 blunts and does a gram of coke, I wanted to ask. I didn't, though, because I was just losing interest at that point.
Right, yeah. Yeah, at that point.
But, dude, college kids are the fucking dumbest.
I mean, listen, I'm trying to think of the word. I'll indulge you a little bit if you want to lie to me about smoking a couple of blunts. But as soon as you tell me daddy owns a law firm or owns an investment firm and I'm going to be a lawyer because of that, you've lost me.
Right, exactly. But it was like every stereotype you could fit into one conversation. You know what I mean?
How many pop collars do you have?
Oh, dude. He was wearing like the tie, like half undone. You know what I mean? Like they all do, like they've been partying too hard.
Oh, yeah.
Socks. He was wearing shoes with no socks because that's what kids do now. They wear the dress shoes with no socks.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, so then I tried to steal a pizza, I guess, later that night.
And how
I saw a
did
pizza guy. The pizza guy figured out I was too drunk to actually be ordering the pizza.
Oh, really? Oh, I've done that before.
I was in my room.
I've hijacked somebody's pizza order.
I was trying to. I was wandering the hallways, and I see the pizza guy, and I was like, "Oh, pizza!" And then like the pizza guy took one look at me and goes, "Not for you." It's like, fuck.
God damn it.
Dude, I was so close to getting 3 things of Domino's, though. And so, after that happened, though, I was following the pizza guy, thinking I could try to swindle his pizza some other way because I'm drunk and, stupid. Right. He knocks on the door for, the room number, and all we hear are just 2 people in that room fucking banging.
Oh.
Really loud in this hotel room.
The people that ordered the pizza.
Yes.
Dude, those people think ahead.
Dude, they were banging like really loud.
So did they answer the door?
Yes.
All right.
Dude answered the door to get the pizza. I didn't. He was not wearing much, obviously, but
yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so no pizza for Bobo.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Well, we went back to the hotel room and watched Beavis and Butthead. So good night. Oh no,
great night. Great night.
So what do you want to talk about this week? That's what I'm thankful for.
I want to talk about something before we get to what we're thankful for.
Okay.
Because I just remembered this, and I thought it was funny. So our group of friends, we have a Facebook chat, as I'm sure most people do.
Do you want to tell the name of the Facebook thread chat?
I always forget it because I never look at it.
So we wouldn't name anything offensive because if it pops up at work or something, you don't want someone to see that like you're it's like the fuckheads thread or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I renamed it the Women's Basketball Appreciation Thread.
Right. Yes. Because
so when you're in a meeting at work and your friends start texting you like off stop on this chat, it just pops up Women's Basketball Appreciation Thread, new message.
You know what people are gonna think when that pops up though. Nobody's going to really think that you're in a women's basketball appreciation. They're going to think you're having an affair, and that's so your wife doesn't see it.
I didn't think about that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, like, why else would you have something like that on your phone?
I assume because you have a group of friends that are degenerates. Personally.
Right. Well, that too. But anyway, so we have this group chat, and a lot of it is about Bobo and our other friends' fantasy league that I'm not a part of.
You used to be though.
I used to be, but I've quit fantasy. But
Travis wanted in for the giggles.
I wanted what now?
You wanted back into the thread for the giggles.
I did. Yes, I just want I want in for the jokes, although they are few and far between. And also we do some planning, through this chat. But what caught my eye this week was our announcer Matt. He mentioned that he saw that another fantasy football group or another fantasy football league, their punishment was the last place guy had to go to a sperm bank, donate, and check the box that it was okay to be contacted when that child turned 18.
That's awesome.
And Uncle Hare immediately chimed in because I thought that was hilarious. I was like,
I did too.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's comedy right there.
But Uncle Hare chimed in with, I would do that in a heartbeat. He's like, I would love for an 18-year-old kid to show up on my doorstep and to me having to tell him he is a fantasy football punishment. and then he replied, after reading that sounds really mean.
That is really mean. That's why it's funny.
Could you imagine that happening? This is what I want to talk about.
I cannot imagine. I hope that kid's in a good place. And to be honest, if it's in our fantasy football thread, if it's one of our 12 members of our league,
right,
that kid's already fucked because half those genes we know are garbage.
Right, but let's take the shitty genes out of it. So we have to assume that if somebody's going to a sperm bank to have a child, they have the means for this, to raise a child, to care for a child, maybe send them off to a community college, whatever.
True.
So
it won't be a broken home, probably.
Right. So that's where I was getting at. So it's probably not going to be a broken home. So you're not going to have some heroin addict show up on your doorstep and you're just, you were a fantasy football punishment. Sorry.
Just the last nail in the coffin. That's it. That's just a fucking dagger through the heart.
Yeah. But what if the kid I don't know. What's the worst case scenario there? Other than that.
Yourself. That is the worst case scenario.
That's true. You're
searching for your dad, you want to find out who your dad is, meet him. He's like, oh man, you were a fucking joke. Literally a joke.
Not so much a joke, a punishment.
Yeah, but it's a joke punishment. It's not like a serious punishment. You know what I mean? Hey, you were the product of me being the worst in a fantasy football league in the season. Because Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone, you were born.
I went 0-13 for you fucking asshole.
Because Ezekiel Elliott got suspended for 6 weeks, you're born.
Oh my god. Dude,
that's it.
Oh man, that's
a kick in the nuts.
It's almost a kick in the nuts just thinking about it.
I would love if they rehashed, basically the dad pulls out the good old draft board. It's like, well, let me tell you why you were born, kid. You see, in the first round, Kareem Hunt went number 6. I had the 7th pick, and I picked Julian Edelman, who tore his knee the next week in the preseason. So that was where I first went wrong. Then in the second round, Jay Ajayi came back to me. I could have picked up him, but instead I drafted Ezekiel Elliott.
Right.
And because of this misfortune, you now have existence.
Yeah, look at all the moves I made to try not to have you. I picked up the bottom of the barrel running back because I didn't want your ass around.
I had 15 rounds to try to draft myself out of you being born, and it happened anyways.
Life was conceived at my shitty draft.
I broke 15 condoms to get to you.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's some harsh shit, man.
Yeah, dude, that would be really rough to hear. I mean, I wonder if that's ever going to happen. If anywhere in America that's going to happen for one person, they're going to hear that. You were the product of a fucking failed fantasy football team.
I mean, I'm going with the law of averages here. I mean, there are a shit ton of fantasy football leagues out there. We're not the only ones to hear about this punishment. Somebody's probably going to do it, and it's probably going to happen.
I would love it. I think it's a great idea still. At least you're donating. I mean,
That's
whatever.
true. Listen.
Fuck the kids, right? As we all say or I say at least.
As we all say, as you're donating at a sperm bank.
Oh my God! Fuck the kids. Fantasy football is life.
I don't know if you want to be yelling out "fuck the kids" either.
I mean, probably not in this day and age,
and especially not when you're jerking off at a sperm bank.
Especially not now in this climate, man. You say the wrong thing. Oh my God! You might as well be fucking Kevin Spacey.
I mean, well, so everybody that is being accused so far looks like they have some stuff to back up their malfeasance.
Yes. Also, we were wrong, by the way. None of us predict what?
What? Oh, I'm sorry. What were we wrong about?
None of us predicted who the next celebrity would be.
Who was it?
Well, the next one to come out after we recorded the podcast from last week was Louis C.K.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't pick him. And also George Takei, or George Takai, however you pronounce his last name. He came out the next week also. We didn't predict him either.
Yeah, but I'm not, like, has there been anything else about George Takei?
Here's the thing. Why do we give George Takei a pass and we don't give Louis C.K. a pass?
Because there was multiple people that said he did it, and then he said he did it.
I don't know if there's any more people about George Takei. I don't know.
Actually, hold on. Let me back up there. I'm not giving him a pass. I'm just saying one guy came out about George Takei from 1981. Like,
I guess.
Okay, listen. If it happened, okay, that's a bummer. That shouldn't have happened. But I would imagine if somebody was brazen enough to sexually harass, fondle, whatever. I'm not even exactly sure what the accusation is. But if somebody was brazen enough to do it, I think very rarely as an isolated incident.
Did you ever grab anyone by the...
I mean, so I don't know. The thing is, to me, is like the one thing George Takei did, apparently, allegedly,
right,
is way worse than anything Louis C.K. did.
Wait, what's George Takei being accused of?
He's accused of sexual assault, like groping a young actor.
Okay.
In 81. That's, 36 years ago, but he was groping without consent. That's basically raping somebody.
Groping is above jerking off in front of somebody.
Much above. And to me, it's like a league difference.
And, listen, with Louis C.K., apparently he did ask permission every time.
So, I have some homework for you.
Okay.
Because, the big thing, though, about George Takei is people are using what he said on Howard Stern against him.
Right, yep.
So have you heard the Howard Stern interview, though?
I have.
Okay, so that was my homework, if you've listened to it, because I figure you're a big Howard Stern fan, you'd listen to it.
Right.
Because he really doesn't want to come out and deny it, you know what I mean, when he was talking about it years ago. He kind of wanted to play around the edges. He
doesn't. You're right. He does. But, there was nothing specific when that was actually asked. This was...
Yes, correct.
He's addressed that in a press release or whatever. He said he was just playing around on the show. It really wasn't serious. And honestly, in the tone the tone of that conversation, he was playing around. And
right. Oh no, I don't have a problem with that part of it. That's not
right.
That's not
right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a big deal.
Yeah. So I don't know. But we get into talking about this every week, and let's actually get into what we were originally going to do.
All right, we're moving on. So, do you want to go ahead and play the clip as a little intro?
Sure, I'll play my clip
that I sent you. Yep. We'll go ahead and listen to the nice little audio clip I sent you, and we're going to play it for the listeners.
Okay.
Because you were the first out of everybody here to reach in to get the chicken, you say grace. Come on.
Dear Heavenly
Spirit.
What the fuck?
Thank you. Thank you for providing us with the direct port nitrous injection, 4-core intercoolers, and ball-bearing turbos.
Is this real?
And titanium valve springs. Thank you.
What the fuck?
So that's the scene in Fast and Furious where they say grace and they say what he's thankful for. I thought you'd like that. I thought you'd appreciate that. That's a real scene in that movie.
At first I thought it was just going to be like a cut up of of other scenes, But no, it seems like it's a real scene.
That's what I'm thankful for. I'm done.
You're thankful for that scene and that scene only.
That's it. I'm thankful for Fast and Furious. That franchise, everything about it. That's the first thing I'm thankful for.
So when we talked about doing an episode about what you're thankful for, that is the first thing that popped in your head?
Yes.
We talked about doing this episode, and I was making some notes, and Mandy happened to come home, and I had the computer screen up, and I was just making some notes. It's just like stuff I'm thankful for, and I was listening down, and she goes, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, we're doing like a Thanksgiving episode, and so I'm just kind of prepping some stuff I'm thankful for." And she goes, "Of all that shit, I'm not on there. Our dog's not on there. Our cat's not on there." And I was like, "Well, that stuff is just a given." Like,
oh, she wants you to mention it though.
Right. So for everyone to know, for the world to know, I'm so thankful for my wife, Mandy.
I would like to say that I'm not going to mention my wife because I'm not going to cave to fucking pressure like that.
Oh, I am. I'm going to cave so hard. You just heard me.
Taking a stand.
You just heard me cave.
Oh, well, I'm taking a stand. Fuck it.
So what else are you thankful for?
Okay. So the first thing, I have a list here. It's not a very long list because I don't like a lot of things.
Right.
Is I am thankful for cars you can buy for $1,000 or less on Craigslist.
Okay.
So I drive a car that I spent $500 on Craigslist. I bought it last January. It is now November. I've put exactly $0 into it of anything other than oil changes, scheduled maintenance.
Yeah.
And it's been running great. I mean, it's loud as fuck.
Right.
It's pretty hideous to look at in the outside. But you know what? I was thinking about it, and this is almost kind of serious. I was looking online today, thinking about $500 cars and how awesome mine is. And if you expand that to even like $1,000 or less, if you go on Craigslist, there's hundreds of like perfectly usable, perfectly drivable, inspected, will get you from point A to point B cars for $600, $700, $800. What a time we live in that like cars have become that affordable to everybody.
Well, also, but I mean, yes, okay, yes, you're right. It is what a time we live in that they are affordable. For me, I'm very skeptical of a car that costs that little.
I've owned a lot of cars that have costed that little, though. You know me.
So what is for you? What is the secret to picking a car that is not going to leave you sitting on the side of the road?
Good. I'm glad you asked, Travis, because that was not prompted, but I was going to talk about that anyways.
Okay.
So I'm very good at picking cars that to buy from people that like will last for a while. Like the last car I bought, I paid $500 for it.
Right.
And it's been 10 months now. I put no money into it. And it's running fantastic.
Right.
So things I've learned from owning, I've owned a lot of cars. Bobo has owned probably close to 35 cars in his life.
Please don't ever talk in third person again.
Not an exaggeration, though. I mean, I currently own like 6 cars.
Okay.
None of them are worth anything other than my DeLorean. They're all pieces of shit.
Right.
But so the trick is, who you're buying it from is 90% of the battle.
Okay.
I try to buy cars from mechanics. A lot of people don't realize this. A lot of mechanics have side hustles going where they'll buy cars, fix them up, and resell them.
Okay.
When I say buy cars, they don't dump a lot of money into them. They buy cars from junkyards or auctions for a couple $100. They'll dump a couple $100 of parts in them and some of their own labor, which is basically free, and sell them for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000.
Because they like to do it.
Right. They get the parts pretty cheap because usually they work at garages, have hookups. The labor to them is free, and they have access to all the tools and stuff at their shop or whatever, and so they can flip, and make $1,000 in a weekend of labor.
Right.
That's the trick: is to buy a cheap car that someone has bought and has done some work on and is flipping. Those are the best ones to buy.
Do a lot of mechanics advertise that they are a mechanic selling a car?
No, you have to go and look at the car and look at like. When you start reading a lot of ads, you can kind of you can kind of see what they've done to it. Like for instance, here's one. The first ad I just pulled up, 2003 Ford Taurus.
Right.
So it's got some dents in the rear quarter panel, lots of new parts, brakes, tune up, firm price, and it says he's a dealer. That's probably a car that is at an independent car lot where basically a lot of those people are also mechanics.
Right.
I'd go look at that car if I was in the market for a car like that.
Okay.
So you got to read the ad a little bit and just you got to feel it out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you go, you're not going to hit the first time. You got to go see a lot of cars if you're going to buy one. You spend the whole day looking at shitty cars and going out to look at them and stuff.
Right.
And you can tell by the owners that they've done the work themselves or whatever. But that's my advice. Is
Have
buy
you ever
a
gotten
car
yourself-
that some. What's up?
Have you ever gotten yourself into a shady situation?
Oh yeah. And not like as in fear of my life shady, but definitely like I'm not buying this car because you're fucking creepy shady.
Like, here, step into the back of my van and we'll talk some numbers.
I mean, I've definitely like rolled up to a person's house and looked at the house and rolled away without even getting out of my car. Also,
that is smart.
yeah. Listen, if it sounds wrong, it's wrong.
Right.
But if it feels wrong, it's especially when you're buying $1,000 car, it's not going to get better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like fucking just bail. You're not invested in this car at all. Just fucking bail.
It's $1,000 car.
Right. You don't need it that bad. If you roll up at some fucking house and it's a fucking row home in the ghetto,
Yeah.
just fucking like the car has rims on it, just bail. Because I've done that before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't necessarily know the address of somewhere. If you're driving into like a town or whatever, you don't necessarily know if the address is a fucking row home on the main street, and
Right.
the car's got fucking cigarette burns in the seat that you didn't see in the pictures, and it's got fucking rims on it. Like it's like just bail. Like just get out of there. You know?
Just, hey, it's time to leave.
Right. Exactly. Time to leave. No big fucking deal. Right.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Anyways.
Exactly. So, anyways, that's what I'm thankful for. What do you got?
Well, okay, so I put on my list. This is kind of a general thing, but you know what? I've been lately so thankful for the internet.
The internet.
Literally, the internet. You can do so much on it, from jerking off to learning how to install a carburetor to anything that you want. Do cars even have carburetors anymore? But
Some do.
Okay,
not ones that are new, but older ones.
But like there's been we spoke last week about how I'm redoing my kitchen. There's been many times where I've hopped on the internet just to like, okay, let me see how somebody else did it. All right, that's cool.
Oh, dude, that's
know.
like the best thing the internet's for now.
Right. It's so versatile, so great. Like, I really am. However, I will say this, and I recently fell down a rabbit hole on the internet, and I don't even know how to put this, but the other night, like, I don't know if you do this, but the other night I was ready to go to bed, and I said to myself, I'm just gonna see what's going on Reddit. How many times have you done that?
Oh, buddy.
So
all the time.
I jumped on, and have you ever heard of the Norris Bit Taker tape?
The what?
It's Norris Bit Taker tape.
No.
I think I'm pronouncing that. It's Bitaker or Bitaker, something like that.
No.
So I read the on Reddit. It said this tape is a audio recording of a murder, and it has been used by the FBI to desensitize their agents.
Yes, I know what this is. I didn't know that was the name of it though, but I have heard that.
So I was like, so that was basically the headline on Reddit. So I thought, okay, I'd kind of like to know a little bit more about this because
did you listen to it?
No. Let's get that. Let's be clear about something. I will never listen to this tape. I don't ever want to hear this tape. There are some recordings out there that you can find, apparently.
Yeah, I've listened to it.
I have no desire.
I found this on 4chan actually. I've listened to this.
So I read this headline. I click on the link, thinking it's just gonna be like maybe like a Wikipedia page or whatever, and then I'll just read about it. No, it's the fucking transcript of it. And of course, it's sitting there in front of me, so I read the transcript.
You read the you didn't listen to it, but you read the transcript.
Oh, from what I understand, the screams are the worst part.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Yeah, like so. For anybody who...
That's why I'm emotionally dead inside, Travis.
I understand now. For anybody who doesn't want to look into this, and I urge you to tread lightly, but this tape is of two guys. They picked up a 16-year-old girl, and they tortured her and raped her and then murdered her and audio recorded the entire thing.
And not like a funny torture, like in
funny torture.
You know, that movie, you know, the Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, okay.
You know, where the dude tortures the cop, and
right? Yeah. No.
He's gonna light him on fire. Not funny torture set to music like that. Like real life fucking torture.
Oh yeah. At one point, the guys like switch places. They're in a van, and the guys switch places while the other one drives, and the guy picks up a hammer and starts smashing her elbows.
Yeah.
And she I think she screams, "You broke it," and he goes, "Oh really?" and hits her again. And dude, it's horrifying.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Yeah, so that's what I read right before I went to bed the other night.
Why the fuck would you read that?
I just fell down a rabbit hole. Like, I didn't try it, but when presented in front of me, I was like, oh, because like, at first I thought, okay, maybe it's just some of it. Because it really didn't say.
Why would you want to read any of it?
I didn't know I was going to the transcript.
You could have read the first line and stopped.
I could have, but the curiosity got the better of me.
Oh, that's why I listened to the tape also for the same reason. Curiosity got the better of me.
Because to be perfectly honest with you, the transcript started out with them picking up this girl and the one guy is just slapping her. And like I was like, well, that's not that bad. Like, so why is this so bad? And then I got to the parts where it's really bad.
Yeah.
And oh my God, like, yeah, I never ever want. Apparently, well, there's also been one cop who worked on the case committed suicide, and another cop that heard the tape committed suicide. And in his 10-page suicide note, he listed that tape as one of the main reasons that he committed suicide.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I never want to hear that.
It's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah, I'm good. So
now I can say I've been trained by the FBI.
Well, okay, sort of. All right,
that's how I get around that.
So let's go through a couple other maybe quick ones that we're thankful for, and maybe a little sunnier ones.
Oh, okay. I got one that's funny.
Okay,
well, not funny, but I guess sunny is the word you're looking for there.
Right.
I am thankful for GPS on cell phones. God damn. Whoever thought of putting GPS computer chips or whatever, chips or whatever they call them, trackers, whatever, sensors in cell phones, God bless you.
Yep.
Because it is fucking, it's the best thing that ever happened to us.
I agree. I agree.
I love it.
Yes, it's amazing. And I never had problems like reading a map or anything like that, but it just makes life so much easier.
It's so much easier, right?
Like I don't know how people got around without one. Like, how the fuck do you know where you're going?
Dude, so the reason I'm saying I'm thankful for it is I have a fucking iPhone. Right. And recently the GPS in my phone has stopped working. Like the chip, whatever in it, is no longer working.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Uh-oh.
So the GPS, because GPS also uses on your phone, also uses things like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth signals and stuff that bounces off of other things and your cell phone signal to position you. So it doesn't just use your GPS. So it like recalibrates itself if I'm sitting still for a long period of time. You know what I mean? It figures out where I am eventually. Okay. So I can get directions with it pretty reliably if you put it in, where I'm going into the Google Maps or whatever. Right. I can get directions with it. It just doesn't follow them on my phone very well anymore.
Ooh.
Right.
So that sounds like that'd be pretty hard to find some shit.
Well, if you can read maps, it's okay. But who the fuck can do that? Apparently, I can't. So I've missed a lot of turns in the last couple weeks. I'm a fucking idiot. A lot of U-turns and shit.
What's your solution here?
I have to get a new phone. There's no solution.
Oh, that's it?
I'm waiting because I just heard today that the Samsung Galaxy, I heard they're going to make a mini S9 that's going to come out in the first quarter of next year.
Oh, so you're going to put up with it?
I'm going to wait.
So you're going to put it... All right.
Yeah, I am, because I'm a fucking bitch. Yeah.
You could probably go get, you have the iPhone SC, or is that what it was called?
I
or
think
no?
SE.
SE. You could probably find one for real cheap.
Real cheap, still like $150 for a cell phone.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
The prices are all higher now because they've gotten rid of the subsidizing of cell phones. So everyone's selling their used ones.
I got a smashed up one. I would sell you.
Is it an SE?
No, it's the same size as yours. I think it's the generation ahead of yours.
Well, no, the SE is the last one in the.
Oh, then it's that one. Yeah. Then hit me up on Craigslist.
I'll hit you up on Craigslist. I know which one of yours is. It's all fucking caps.
That's right. You'll know to find it.
You'll get me in a bidding war with somebody fucking 5 seconds into you posting it.
I just sold another piece tonight.
Oh, did you?
I did.
And you didn't get stabbed or anything?
No, but the person was like, I would love to come. I sold my bed, and they were like, I'd love to come pick it up, but it won't fit my SUV, and I can't find somebody to borrow a truck from. And I said, okay, I'll deliver it to you. And she goes, well, I'm a little far away. And I was like, how far? And it turns out she was an hour away. And I charged her a delivery fee and delivered it to her.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it worked out.
All right, that's cool. Also, the first mobile phone to have GPS in it was a manufacturer called Benefone, Benefon. The
Okay.
Benefone Escape in 1999 was the first phone to have GPS in it.
Really?
How about that?
Huh. That wasn't
I've
that
never
long
heard
ago.
that phone. It was a phone in Europe. So no, it was not long ago.
Yeah.
Less than 20 years ago. So less than 20 years ago, we didn't even have phones with fucking GPS in them.
So you know what I'm
And
thankful for?
What?
Well, I'm just going to move on to, I'm thankful for the game Simpsons Tapped Out.
Oh my God.
Because I know it irritates you and everyone else of our friends. But I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
For a fucking free game, that game has given me years of entertainment.
Okay.
And as a fellow cheap person, you should appreciate that.
I mean, I do appreciate that. I just don't like that it's Simpsons Tapout because I'm not really a big Simpsons guy. So.
Do you play any games on your phone?
Oh yeah, Hearthstone.
Oh, okay. Oh, you play Hearthstone and you're giving me shit about Simpsons.
Yeah, I play a real game. It's called Hearthstone. I don't know if you heard of it or not.
I have heard of it. I have never played it.
Well, it's awesome.
All right.
It's not actually awesome. It just passes the time. It's like a shitty Magic the Gathering.
All right. Anything else you're thankful for?
Yeah, I got one more thing I'm thankful for.
Okay.
Let me see what else. I got one more thing, and it's, I mean, you're not going to like this either. I am thankful for Trailer Park Boys.
Ah.
The best TV show to ever be created in the history of television. So the reason I bring this up is they've had this this show on for years now. It was on back in the early 2000s. It had 7 good seasons when Mike Clattenburg, the creator of it, was running the show.
Right.
And he basically sold the rights to the show to the people that were now the actors in the show, the main characters.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, it's whatever. But the show's not as good since he left it.
But still good enough to be thankful for it.
Well, the reason I say that is because exactly a month ago, John Dunsworth died.
Right. Yep.
And he was the actor who played Jim Leahy in Trailer Park Boys.
Yes.
So, if ever there was like a final close, because they've had some actors leave the show in the new seasons and stuff and not come back and whatever, but if ever there's a final closing to that show, it's going to be the actor who played Jim Leahy dying, because he was by far the best part of the show and one of the biggest parts. It's like he's like the 4th main character. You can't have the show without Jim Leahy.
Right.
So I am very sad that he died. He wasn't that old either. So
do you think that's it for the show?
I hope so. I can't imagine how they're going to go on without him.
I mean,
the whole show is based around him.
I bet you Netflix convinced them to keep it going because all of their other fucking stars are sexually molesting people.
I mean, they're Canadian. They might be doing it too. You never know. But very politely.
That's right. Yes, they just like Louis C.K. ask before they do it.
Right. Exactly. And they probably apologize if they get caught. Right.
Oh, sorry, eh?
Oh, sorry, eh? But anyway, so in honor of John Dunsworth, passing away, I want to give a shout out to Terrell Park Boys and say how thankful I am. That show, fucking so many great lines in that show. God damn, that show has given me so much joy over the years, and I'm just sad it's really gonna be over now.
Well, we'll pour one out for him.
That's all I got.
You know what I'm thankful for?
What?
End times.
Yeah, let's go to end times. What do you got for me?
All right, so this week on End Times, we're going to talk about a story that I guess kind of hit a couple days ago or a week ago or whatever it was. So we talked a little bit about this before on the podcast, but some guy from Florida, his name was Adam, but now it is Jadu because he considers himself transracial. He is a white guy that considers himself to be Filipino.
Okay.
I'll let that sink in for a second.
Okay.
So my first question was when I read about this, what are the attributes of the Filipino people that makes him think that he is that? Like, can you identify anything that would be? Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like that.
I'll be honest. I'm going to plead ignorance here. I don't know a lot about their culture.
Me neither.
So I don't really know what it would be.
So what Jadu says, and this also, he drives a tuk-tuk, which is basically a rickshaw with a bicycle in the front of it that is popular in a lot of Asian countries, also the Philippines. And
okay.
But he said he grew up enjoying Filipino food, events, and the overall culture. And that's why and whenever he's around the music or the food, he feels like he's in his own skin.
Okay.
Okay, but there are many people out there that like different cultures other than their own, right?
I guess.
And now listen, I don't know what he feels like. I don't know what's going on here, but to me, it seems like you're just taking your hobby just a little bit too far.
Oh, dude.
Is that harsh?
Here's the problem with this.
Okay.
It's very dangerous to go down that path of what you just said. Oh, it's funny to make fun of a guy because he feels like he's part of their culture when he's in their culture and stuff.
Right.
But you say that about a man who hangs around chicks and wants to be a chick all of a sudden, and now it's fucking insensitive.
You're absolutely right.
And what's the difference? Because here's my problem. People have this, and this is an unpopular opinion. We should do a whole episode on unpopular opinions, but I got one right now for you.
Okay.
I can biologically prove if you're male or female.
Okay.
Whether you feel male or female, I can biologically, scientifically, 100%, 100 out of 100 times prove that you're one or the other.
Okay.
I can't prove what fucking race you are. I can't prove what fucking culture you're from.
You can't prove what your sexuality is.
Exactly. I can't prove that either. But I
Right.
can prove what gender you are.
Okay.
So why is changing what culture you want to be associated with any less or more egregious than the race or the gender you're associated with?
For me, if I'm answering that question, it may be because it's not quote unquote normal yet. Like there's not a lot of people doing it, so it feels weird. It feels unimportant, and not
okay.
I don't want to downplay this guy's feelings, but it feels unimportant in the sense that why do you have to be transracial? Why do you have to say I'm Filipino? Why can't you just say I love the Filipino culture? If I could be Filipino, I would be. Like, what is it about that makes him want to say that?
All those arguments, though, maybe I feel like a girl. I want to be a girl, but you shouldn't be a girl if you're a boy. I'm just like all these arguments still play into it.
Well, not necessarily, because with a transgender person, and if I'm not getting that moniker correct, but with a transgender person, they can actually go through a surgery and be reassigned. And so you actually can become a woman or a man.
You cannot. You cannot. The word reassigned gives connotations that are absolutely not true. You cannot change your fucking chromosomes. Can't do it.
Okay. But you can change everything but that.
You can physically mask what you are, just like you can put on blackface and go fucking say you're black.
Yeah.
But you can't change yourself genetically. You cannot do it. So the only difference between putting on blackface and doing gender reassignment surgery is the lengths you'll go to.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. I guess that's a good point.
And I don't know if it's unpopular. I don't have a problem with people that want to be transgender. I don't have a problem with that at all. Actually, I'm very open to that.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
I don't really have a problem if you want to change your race either. Personally, I'm fine with that too. You know what?
You know what?
Go for
Honestly,
it.
I am too. I guess the only caveat would be there is if you look like, if Adam or if Jadu, if I go up to him and I don't know, offend him because of his Filipino culture, and because I don't realize he's Filipino, don't get pissed off at me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think people take all this stuff way too seriously, anyways. So
yes, I agree.
Like, just live and let live, man. Who the
Right.
fuck cares? If you want to go be a carny and you identify with carny culture and you want to go put on a fucking white and green and red striped shirt and go fucking work in the fucking pizza shop at the fucking carnival, whatever. You want to go spin cotton candy all goddamn day? I don't care. Fucking do it. You know what I mean? If you need to pull out all your teeth with fucking pliers because they only have 2 teeth and you want to identify with them closer, go for it.
Some days that doesn't seem so bad.
All right. Well, the number is 747 banging.
747-226-4464.
Go ahead and call in and tell us what you're thankful for.
What's our poll going to be for this week?
I think our poll should be... Ooh. I don't know. That's a good question. We have to talk about that off the air. I'm not sure I have an idea right now.
Right.
What do you think?
I don't either. There was something earlier in the episode that I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should make that our poll, but I can't for the life of me remember at this point. But
I mean, we've been talking for a while now. It's everyone else that's listening's probably forgotten about it too. Don't worry about it.
Right. So we're going to have a poll up on pwthepodcast.com. I can't tell you what it's going to be right now. I'm sure it's going to be a great one.
I'm probably going to push to make it about Fast and Furious. So,
all right. So it's not.
Do you like Fast and Furious?
So it's not going to be that great. So,
I mean, it's pretty. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Right. But we'll have one up there. So go to PW the Podcast. We put out pictures of the episode. Excuse me. Pictures of the episode every week, and we share them on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So give us a like, give us a share, give us a heart, give us a retweet, whatever you want. Just tell all your friends about us. Anything I missed?
Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your parents, loved ones, people you just kind of hang out with, whatever. We don't really care.
Right.
We want people to listen to us, and you're the key to that. You, the listener.
Right.
So go out and spread it on this joyous holiday. Give them, for Christmas, you should probably wrap up our episodes on a CD. Just burn into a CD and give them to your friends.
I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that this and all of our episodes go great with Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh my God, I can't think of anything better.
Right. Yes. So
they're great. They're great conversation starters at Christmas, at your Hanukkah dinners if you have those. I don't know if Kwanzaa dinners also have those. We're a good conversation starter at the end of the day at Ramadan. You can finally eat your bowl of rice.
Right.
You can sit down and listen to the podcast and talk about how starved you are and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's all I got. Fuck it. So listen, call in. It's PW Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the social media stuff. pwpodcast.com. Prestige Worldwide, the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. You can find us all over the place. It's not fucking hard. We're all over. Trust me.
Yep.
Worldwide, motherfuckers.
That's right. So,
and I'm thankful that Travis's phone could work so we could have this episode today.
Woohoo! All right, guys.
We'll
see you next Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
Jesus.